This is April G with A Game Sports. I'm here to talk about who brought their A game this week and who didn't. We're first going to talk about our winners and losers this week. We left off last week with San Antonio versus the Nuggets in a 7-game series. It went down to the wire, well, sort of, but the Nuggets came out on top, so I know they're really tired, but they now are playing Portland. First, we had the Celtics and the Bucks series, which was really interesting the first game. We saw the Celtics come out on top tremendously with Al Horford bodying the Greek Freak, bodying him bad. Look at this right here. It's really embarrassing, honestly. We definitely didn't expect that. But they did come back in game 2 and 3 to redeem their spot, as well as the Greek Freak came to play like that potential MVP candidate that we know he can be. Also, we had our Birmingham native Eric Bledsoe play really well. He actually outplayed Kyrie a couple of those games. So kudos to him and the Milwaukee Bucks for, taking over their series. Now they're 2-1. And I'm honestly expecting to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Next we have the 76ers versus the Raptors. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I definitely thought the Raptors would come out, especially with Kawhi Leonard being over there. I actually saw them going to the Eastern Conference Finals as well. Maybe not winning it all, but at least getting there. But it doesn't look that way. Kawhi played very well that first game with 45 points, so I was really impressed. But since then, you see that the 76ers have come to play. Kawhi Leonard actually really impressed me with game 1, scoring 45 points and blowing those boys out. But the 76ers, they are forced to be reckoned with because now they're up 2-1. With Jimmy Butler playing really well. Even though Jimmy Butler ruined 2 franchises in 18 months, sounds like he found a home here with the 76ers. He's actually playing really good. And we see Jimmy Buckets over here giving Embiid some encouragement, telling him to shoot the ball, which I think is working for him. Shoot it! But one thing I don't like about Joel Embiid is he's way too overconfident for somebody to have never done shit. Never been to the Eastern Conference Finals, but is always talking junk. Always on Instagram talking shit, Twitter talking shit, but what have you done? So until he actually gets to a finals, I think he should shut the fuck up. Kawhi Leonard could have just stayed in San Antonio for this bullshit. He's definitely not going to the finals now. And, a lot of that is because of Jimmy Buckets. He came around and really gave his team some vote of confidence and showing himself to be a leader. He might not be the most talented on the team, but he's definitely very vocal and he helps his guys out. Next, we have Golden State and the Houston Rockets. And to be honest, everyone, analysts everywhere, thought this would be the series to watch. But it's turned out to be a dud. It's all about the refs versus the Houston Rockets. And at this point, I'm tired of it. Steve Kerr definitely gets the petty award for the week. And I like it. He's flopping here on this reporter, and he's just proving the point that at the end of the day, play ball. Let's stop talking all this bullshit and go out here and win. So until I see James Harden go out and play the way he should, because let's be honest, every playoff he does this to us every time. Every time. He's more looking forward to getting a foul than actually shooting the ball. James Harden is the biggest hypocrite in the NBA. He flops more than anybody ever. He travels. He pushes off. But he wants to complain about the refs. The nigga that goes to the free throw line 1,000 more times than everybody else in the whole league is complaining about refs. He says he wants it to be called fair here.
I just want a fair chance, man. Call the game how it's supposed to be called, and that's it. And I'll live with the result.
Fair? Bitch, you be fair first. Look at all the non-calls that Golden State gets as well. We all would love to go back and critique everything the refs did, but unfortunately we can't do that. So how about you just shut up and play ball? And while they're complaining about refs, the Lakers had the hardest time with the refs last year. We didn't even make it to the playoffs because of the refs. So I really don't want to hear it. Crybaby James Harden is the reason why this is more about the refs than actually playing ball. If you look at his field goal percentage, you can see that this is what he does every year. This is no different. I don't know why we keep buying into the hype that he's this elite player. Elite players play great during the regular season as well as the postseason. And my main issue with him is that he acts like there's no such thing as a mid-range game.
It's okay
many
to
times
shoot
more.
mid-range shots.
Trace McGrady even agrees. It's okay, Houston. You can take some mid-range shots. Everything doesn't have to be a three or a dunk. There's a whole lot of floor out there that you can make some moves on. He definitely should take a page out of Kevin Durant's book and shoot from the mid-range. KD himself has shot from the mid-range more than anyone else on the Houston Rockets team, and that in itself is sad. So instead of blaming the refs, take some accountability, guys. You can't shoot 5 from 15 from the field and think you're gonna beat the Golden State Warriors. They have too much. Also, this just further proves that if Iguodala wasn't hurt last year, they would have gotten put out in Game 5. We have James Harden's injury, which, I mean, let's be honest, we all need our eyes to see. So Draymond did get him pretty good, but it was definitely by an accident. And you can see right here, he's still flopping after the fact. This nigga can't even take an apology after a foul. Instead, he wants to flinch like a little bitch, like somebody was rightfully trying to hurt him. Houston's chances looks just like James Harden's eyes after Game 2. Okay, with the Nuggets coming off their 7-game series against the Spurs, they now have Portland to play. And first game, the Joker played really well with about 37 points, defeating the Portland Trailblazers. But in Game 2 and 3, Portland ended up on top. They actually went to 4 overtimes last night. Like, what the fuck? 4. And we had Rodney Hood hitting the game winner in the 4 overtime game with Portland. And I'm pretty sure LeBron wished Rodney Hood would have hit some shots like that for him in Cleveland. And CJ McCollum played really well. And one thing I can say is the difference between CJ McCollum and, the good Klay Thompson is CJ can actually create his own shot, which makes him really dangerous. So if Portland continues to do what they do, I can definitely see them actually going to the finals. That's a stretch, but... And honestly, with Chris Paul playing, it's not making that much of a difference. Chris Paul got so pissed the other night that he decided to get 2 technical fouls and initiate physical contact with a ref. What the hell? How can he get away with that? If Draymond Green had walked up on a ref, he would have got suspended without a second thought. But because Chris Paul is the president of the NBA Association and he's supposed to be this good guy, they let him get away with it. And with the Denver Nuggets coming off a 7-game series against the Spurs, I clearly can tell that they're fatigued. Now, the first game, they did win, and the Joker played really well, which is expected. I think he had about 37 points, but that's not going to be enough to beat Portland. In game 2 and 3, which 3 went to 4 overtimes. Like, what the fuck? 4 overtimes? I went to sleep. Sorry, I can't stay up that late watching y'all. I can see them going to the finals. Now it's a stretch because Golden State has a lot of power, but I take CJ and Dame over Steph and Klay at this point. And now we have who was awesome this week and who was ass. So let's start off with who's awesome. And we got to give it to Jimmy Buckets. He's really doing a really good job out there. He had 22 in the game that they won. It's also 30 in the game that they won. He's the difference maker over there. We all know Ben Simmons can't do shit, but, run around. Can't shoot. So Jimmy Buckets being over there to help them with their offense is definitely a plus. And at this point, I think he's found his home. And who's ass this week? You notice I never mentioned him the whole time. It's because he's that ass. Kyle Lowry, voted the most overrated player with Westbrook, is definitely showing his ass. And showing everyone why he's supposed to be the most overrated player in the NBA. Way too overrated. In the postseason, he does this to us every time. It's almost like he's having flashbacks of LeBron playing him because he's a shell of himself. He plays defense every now and then, but offensively, you can't be the point guard and give us 8 points and expect to win anything. And Lowry clearly is for L's because he's about to take another one. And hopefully, Kawhi notices the trend with Kyle Lowry and gets the hell out of there. And now I want to talk about who got me fucked up this week. It's D'Angelo Russell. He went from snitching to getting caught with marijuana in his bag at the airport. Come on, guys. I'm glad it's during the off season, but it's really dumb to get caught with weed anywhere. We all know it's illegal. All of us know it. I know we smoke it like it's not, but it's definitely illegal. So why can't you just go get weed when you land like everyone else? Good thing it was only a citation, so you won't serve any time. But be smarter than that. You got endorsements now. People are actually starting to trust you again. Be smarter next time. Now I said what I said, and you can feel how you want to feel. Again, this is April G with A Game Sports. See y'all next week.